Sharpologist.com.
Hi, Mantic59 here. Nick Shaves recently did a 5-4-3-2-1 challenge and tagged me to do one of my own. A 5-4-3-2-1 challenge is to name my 5 favorite shaving soaps, 4 favorite aftershaves, 3 favorite brushes, 2 favorite razors, and my favorite blade. I don't think I've ever done a favorites, so I'm taking him up on the challenge. Once again, the 5-4-3-2-1 challenge is listing my 5 favorite shave soaps, 4 favorite aftershaves, 3 favorite brushes, 2 favorite razors, and my favorite blade. So here goes. I generally gravitate towards stronger scents because of my relatively insensitive nose, and I like citruses, effervescence, and spice type of scents, so that kind of dominates my favorites. For shave soaps, I like D.R. Harris Arlington. As I've said in the past, I think D.R. Harris shave soaps may be the last of the old school British soaps that are still of decent quality. The 3 T's of British wet shaving, Truefit, Trumper, and Taylor, have all sort of kind of reformulated their shave soaps into oblivion, and they're not nearly as good as they used to be. Plus, of course, the artisans have gotten much better over the past few years. So I think Arlington is one of those few that are left that are triple milled, still of great quality, and I love the scent myself. Next is Fine Accoutrements American Blend. I admit that I hadn't tried American Blend when it first came out for quite a while because people kept on comparing it to Tayback. And I hate the smell of Tayback. But when it finally dawned on me that they were comparing the two on performance instead of scent, I finally gave American Blend a try, and of course I really like it now. Some of the artisan crowd are beginning to kind of go beyond the base formulation of fine scents, but I still turn to American Blend on a fairly regular basis. Next is Italian Barber Don Marco, called a refreshing blend of neroli and bergamot, which coincidentally is very similar to D.R. Harris Arlington, but just kind of a different riff on the scent to me anyway. And I've been using it for ages. Italian Barber reformulated the base recently, so I imagine it performs even better than earlier versions, but I'm still working on a puck of the original version, and I think it works great. Next is Ogallala Bay Rum Shaving Soap. I like bay rum scents, in particular the pure bay rum scents that are closest to kind of the baseline bay rum, original bay rum of St. John's Bay Rum Cologne. The performance of Ogallala soaps may not be up to quite the level of the best artisans, and I've actually read some fairly recent reviews that indicate the consistency of production runs may be a little uneven, but it works well enough for me, and I'm quite satisfied with it. But I also like PAA's Atomic Age Bay Rum, which is kind of a bay rum with kind of amped up spices. It gives the soap kind of a nice little zip when it's lathered up on my face. And PAA's Crown King formulation is very good, so it performs very well, and the post-shave moisturization is excellent in my opinion. But all that said, to tell you the truth, I'm much more of a shave cream guy than a shave soap guy. So I'd like to kind of take a little side trip here into some shave creams that I really like. First is Castle Forbes Limes. I like to tell people it's like getting smacked in the face with a key lime pie. I mean, I just can't say enough about it. Strongly scented for me. Performance is outstanding. It's been around for a long time. It's very stable as far as the accessibility and availability. You can find it in a bunch of places, and I just love the shave cream. 1445 comes in a close second to me, by the way. Nancy Boy Replenishing. Now, it's a fairly recent addition to my favorites. And to tell you the truth, the scent is just sort of okay to me. It's very kind of mild and innocuous. But if you get the hydration just right, if kind of the shaving gods smile down on you, man, the results are just fantastic. Unbelievable BBS, smooth, glass-like finish. It's just amazing stuff. Next is the One Blade Black Tie Cream. Now it only comes available in one fairly moderately strong lavender scent, which of course you may or may not like. I think it's okay, but again, the performance is right up there with the best of the British shave creams as far as I'm concerned. Next is St. James of London Black Pepper and Lime. To me, it's more of a spicy citrus than anything specific, but I really like the smell and the performance is great too, so I can't complain. Probably my oldest favorite on this list is Trueford & Hill Trafalgar. I've been using it for ages. I've been in this game 10 years now, even longer, and it was one of the earliest tubes of shaving cream that I bought, tried, loved, and continue to use. Trueford & Hill Trafalgar, it's a cologne scent, very well known, and although Trueford & Hill's shave creams don't perform maybe quite as well as some other shave creams, this particular scent more than makes up for it, and I enjoy using it a lot. My home in southern Texas tends to get really hot and humid in the summer and dry in the winter, so my favorites for aftershaves tend to wax and wane with the seasons. So let me kind of go over some of those for you. First is Castle Forbes, easily the strongest of my favorite shave balms, and it could clash with a cologne or EDT, so it may not be for everybody, but I don't usually wear fragrances anyway, so it works fine for me. Anyway, this particular balm is something I can use more or less year-round. It's light enough in the summer and heavy enough for the winter, and it's still very nourishing. And it just kind of basically deals with my skin without too much drama. I usually reach for the lime scent, but every now and again, if I want to feel classy, I'll reach for the 1445. Next is Cremo's Cooling Aftershave Balm. It's basically the only mass market one on my list. I like using Cremo's Cooling Balm specifically in the summer months. It has just enough menthol for me for a mild cooling effect without going overboard about it. Next is Taconic's Aftershave Splash. It's a very light aftershave splash. Comes in a number of mild scents. I prefer the Excalibur scent. Like Cremo, I use it in the hotter summer months when I want something lighter on my face and don't need a whole lot of moisturization because it's so darn humid. Finally, the Village Barber Balm. Basically unscented and a bit too heavy for me in the hot, humid Texas summers, but winters, it works really great for those really dry days, really dry skin, and it's been around forever. Burke Avenue is another balm that I find some similar performance with if you're looking for some alternative. Let's move on to my 3 favorite shaving brushes. I admit to still preferring badger hair brushes for their performance, but it's clear that the new generation of synthetic fibers have pretty much caught up with all but the very highest end badgers. Right now I reach for my Sterling Badger, a terrific value badger brush. It works really well for me, and I don't feel guilty if I kind of abuse it because it just didn't cost that much. Next is the One Blade Tuxedo Fiber Synthetic Shave Brush. Now, it's not marketed that way, but this is my travel brush. It's relatively small, so it's easy to pack. It performs really well as a tuxedo shave brush should, and it dries quickly. And finally, the Wet Shaving Products WSP Monarch. Another excellent value for the quality of hair that it provides. I've seen similar brushes go for much more money. I have an original Shave Mac variable loft brush. In terms of hair quality, it's the best badger brush I've ever used, and I've tried a lot. Unfortunately, I broke the mechanism, but I hold out hope that Burned and Shave Mac will once again make them sometime in the future. It won't come as a surprise to anyone who's followed me for any length of time, but my favorite double-edged razors are adjustable razors. I mean, my first really good razor was a Merkur Progress, and I used to call it the pry it out of my cold dead fingers razor for a long time until new adjustable razors started coming out. Right now I often turn to my Rex Ambassador adjustable razor for its performance and pure sexiness of design, but sometimes I wonder if I'm just trying to justify paying for it. It's a pretty expensive razor. Most of the rest of the time, I pick up my Parker variant. It reminds me a lot of the Merkur Progress without the little annoyances that I had with the Progress, like the lines, but otherwise smooth handle. I should mention that I'm assuming this challenge applies to double-edged razors. If we open it up to any safety razor, I'd immediately go for my one-blade Genesis. Yeah, I know some folks have issues with it. Some have a problem with the relative lack of blade choice. Others say the shave is too mild. Some think that a razor isn't a razor if it has a pivot. And then there's the price. And some give me the stink eye because Sharpologist gets a small advertising fee for referrals. But for me, the One Blade Genesis consistently gives me outstanding shaves. It's as simple as that. Finally, one double-edged blade. And I have to give the nod to the Parker blade. I find it the best compromise between sharpness, smoothness, and durability. Of course, with blades, your mileage may vary, so consider my choice accordingly. And that's my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 challenge. Finally, I'd like to tag a couple other people for their 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 challenge. I'd like to tag She Shaves with Jill and the Wild Woman of Wet Shaving, Chapman Collects. Let's hear it. Hi, my name is Mark, otherwise known as Mantic59. And my channel is all about what your father didn't teach you about shaving.